Welcome back. We are watching some more Konosuba. Everything seems fine as long as you ignore the Actors cult running around trying to proselytize and get new members, dragging Megumin along with her, and all of the trouble and dangers in the city being attributed to them, whether or not it's justified. In some cases, I would say it may be. But now that Union has joined the fray, she is also going to be part of the solution. However dangerous that may be, we should be in for at least some fun time. Who or what is going to be left standing, and just how much of a catalyst of trouble this new Axis Priest girl is going to be. My guess is on a lot. I mean, every time the episode starts off with what looks to be a hearty meal, at least Megumin might be somewhat happy. Unfortunately, she's not the one eating. As long as she's in the same room, yeah, I can't see him being too put out by it. Just ignore the troubles, everyone that you're losing to. And would you really be out? Would you really go out and say that your leader was taken away for being part of the Demon Lord's army and all this crap? Is it really putting a good... Excuse me? The people that are really falling for that guy's speech may need to reevaluate their lives. I mean, the Axis cult is nothing if not durable. Take anything that you can throw at them. You know, seeing things slightly out of order so we know exactly who, what is behind them, who they're deifying and the like. But also, considering this is episode 8 and we're moved on from the school a while ago, I was kind of expecting the opening to change into something more to represent the current state of it. But are more of the students going to also follow in the footsteps and join along on a little adventure? And considering that after the dalliances with the Axis cult, Megumin is still going to have to make some money to, well, live, eat, and have a place to stay. What kind of jobs is she going to do to get away from them? Ice cold jelly slime. I mean, could look worse. Maybe it's a regional specialty, you know, you can try it, you don't have to like it. Oh. What's that? Did it need to blur out to swap between them? Then them doing the actual... Well, yes, since she brought the news and he got arrested and is an innocent man, well, at least on this charge. But it would mean the actual culprit is still out there. So, after a while, it'll all be found out anyway. And with what was that? The visage of the party trick goddess. Dripping from the taps. I mean, it would. What would a warm jelly bath be like? Why did I just have that thought? All you have to do is continuously go up the pipes until you find one that isn't jelly. Is he particularly blameless? And what if the extra reverb on the jelly slime sound? Are they showing them? Why would they show them the evidence? Well, it does seem to be an open and shut case now, doesn't it? I mean, it might just be a small prank. Understandable. Uh, well, it would actually make sure that it is this jelly slime that she is so fond of. Hmm. As long as she's having a good time, the trouble around them doesn't exactly matter. We've seen some of the demon generals. They probably have better things to do than to even get anywhere near the Axis cult. That's what she's upset about. What is the punishment for converting the water into jelly? Well, who is that? What did he do to get out of it, considering they just went over collecting the bag of slime powder and him banged to rights? Yes, they were sure of his innocence. The Will they be compensating him for it? Ah, an apology. See, if you are so apologetic, maybe you can sign these forms. I see her again. I mean, just ask the questions that are pertinent to the crimes, nothing else really. How gracious of him. Can't you get him for assault now? He may be taking this a little far, quit while he's ahead, at least. So, who was the evildoer that's corrupting all of the waters? Well, just another ordinary looking person walking around the streets. The fact that she kind of almost immediately recognized her. Scandalously clad vixen. Rather than a fight, is she going to run in fear again, thanks to Father Zesta here? I mean, the townsfolk know, but she's found herself in a place much, much worse. As if it hides anything. I was thinking that. I mean, this camera has lingered for a while, hasn't it? Actually, I think him distracting her with his observations would actually help them, would it not? Well, if they could just escape... He would lay down at her feet to make it easy for her. Well, if it's a demon, it changes everything, does it? And now, are the ones who arrested him going to be returning in force, seeing him actually fight against it? I mean, it just seemed like a simple reflex spell, to be fair. How could he fawn over one that is such a demon? This is no mere priest, unfortunately. Axis cult assemble. If they are followers of the Axis cult, and we know Aqua is quite the priest. Might need to vacate the area. Self-proclaimed beautiful priest. You may want to just ask her and confirm that first, rather than just assume that she's the culprit. Well, there's no hiding her shame now with the cloak gone. If she was already terrified of their lecherous gaze, having the very fervent and zealous Axis cult after her. At least she can fly. I think that was actually fairly easy to follow. Is it about time they moved to a different town? Have they gathered up enough funds to do it? And, of course, yeah, having a weaker monster to actually start off against. Go on ahead. She may stick around for a while. I know. Why don't you just pay for them both to make their way over to the town? So they could have easily have exercised her, but no. Too much of a sadist cult, this one. Looks like the fun's there to move on. It's such a so useful. They may not have immediately worked, but out of the box thinking, way of adding members to their cause. With what seems to be her reason for her journey is within arm's reach. She'll have to catch up and tell her of the story. No thanks. After she was just saying about her journey being so at a close there, being able to go see the one who could use explosion magic, even if it's not the one she's looking for, would she really give it up just to prolong it an extra night? Okay, if the hot springs aren't jelly. Since when was she in there? Oh, God. I mean, where else is she supposed to look? There's like so little around here, a few fences. Can't just enjoy the heat of the bath. These damn axes, God. So the questions being asked were resorting just about the demons. So they really need to be more careful with that lie detecting bell. There are a few other little hot baths around. Well, good thing there's a person around here that can create some massive craters. Now, how could they ever achieve bigger baths here? Is there a nice, viable area for a massive public bath? The thing is it really a good idea to do here, written and now, if she wouldn't be able to control herself after letting off the explosion? She might not be the best person to ask. Actually, get someone of the correct jurisdiction, maybe planning orders and the like. Yeah, this is going to be a bad idea. Fancy cool effects for the magic. Everything that you need. Oh yeah, she needs to let one off every day, wasn't it? Yeah, that's definitely going to need an investigation, isn't it? A massive water geyser. Or geyser. Big old buff. And a rainbow, okay. There we go. And just like that, the tourism industry of this place has grown massively. It's surprising how well everything here is played out. And we know they do actually return to this town. So it's a one and done per the day. He would hold a little bit of animosity to. Well, you haven't even looked to see what it is yet. I mean, she has done more than enough for them, if not the bath buy-in of itself. Ugh. Hit the... straight to the face. Why were the horses 3D? Blah. Hopefully they actually got on the right coach. And now that she is off to the town of Axel, everything is going to go super smoothly from here on out. Ah, there he is. Everyone imagines that their place in the party is probably a little above their own abilities. But no matter how big her plans are for her teammates, reality is often very unkind. This is so stupid. I really, really, really should have guessed that it was cult sign-up sheet papers in that package. I mean, what else would it have been? They're not going to send her off with a bit of food. They're not going to give her anything actually nice. And I do like the little glimpse, I guess, of the actual demon general slime dude. For those who know, you know. If not, well, maybe just some creepy guy. But what could possibly go wrong now? They're on a coach journey over to the beginner city of Axel. Off to potentially meet the party members of her dreams, so reliable. Unfortunately, the ones that she's actually going to be put up with are, well, scraping the barrel for teammates, really, but she doesn't have much better options. Considering how we saw her when we first had her introduced to the Konosuba story, she's going to be running around hungry for a while, but What kind of party is she going to join? Who's she going to endanger? And how quickly is she going to realise that the one that she's been after for so long isn't actually in the city of Axel, and although she may know explosion magic, isn't the one that she had engulfed her life around. But this damn story, the Axis cult being exactly who they are, no one seems to be able to think about things logically. Father Zesta getting out with nary a charge because, well, the lie detecting bell said he's not in cohorts with the Demon King, so obviously he couldn't have done it. What about the other charges that should be levied against him? Public indecency, many accounts of harassment. I think part of the problem with this Mega Man spin-off-y show thing, for me at least, is that first off, we have the Crimson Demons. They're insane. Then we have the Axis Cult. They're insane. There's no one normal to bounce off of to really ground their actions against us, because we got Union and Megaman being like the ones of reason. You know, the characters involved are kind of messed up if that's the case. So heading to the town of Axel might be good. Having some people that can actually make Union and Megaman shine a little, at least in terms of being a little quirky, will be much needed. Not everyone needs to be a standout star of the show. But if there is one thing that I've thought about since seeing it, is how little I would like my plumbing to put out this purple slime, no matter how refreshing it may be. But also seeing that part of the landscape around the town was created by Megaman. Sure, we had the hot springs before. Maybe they're a little worse for wear and not really so much of a tourist attraction. There's just a few holes in the ground. Having the massive bath, having the key feature being Megaman, is very neat to know. How much more of the world are they actually going to carve away at? And one more, denizens of this world are we going to have a bit of insight on? Are we going to get the guy who built the autonomous spider things again? You know, he died a long time ago, but have more stories about that. What about the Golem? What about any of the other demon generals? And how many people are going to chase the one off of who's after Lady Warbach, chase her away this time? How many clothes are you going to get away with? You know, maybe at one point or another, she may think, you know, maybe the head-on antagonistic approach hasn't worked so far. Maybe she should change tact a little. You know, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again. I think everyone expects different results in this show. Still, I'm enjoying it. It's fun, it's dumb, it's something to while away the hours. So, if you've enjoyed, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below, consider subscribing, maybe join onto my Patreon. No, Discord. But all in all, get yourselves a bit of rest. See you in the next one. If you want to be the purple jelly in the hot springs of my life, consider joining onto my Patreon, because although the pipes may be gummed up and the cleaning effect is heavily distorted, at least my patrons leave the pleasant aftertaste to the hot springs of my channel. And so, I do need to thank Noku, Sal, Croyville, Diego Zenhausen, Guado, Kite, Raywin, Light Wizard 91, Shiwan, Tori Jane, and everyone else. Because without them, I would be resting peacefully. And who would want that?